Good morning, well, good afternoon, almost good evening. I'm back, guys. Listen, if you guys get a chance, well, I just left Chrissy's chat, and it was pretty interesting conversation in regards to FMLA, on the job injury, and all kind of stuff like that. So I know a lot of people were in the chat, and some people had questions, and some people had some good answers and good remarks. So I just wanted to follow up on that because FMLA, OJI, on the job injury, workman's comp, short term, long term disabilities. A lot of times, if you're working or have worked, you may have had that experience of having FMLA, Family Medical Leave. And there is a new program out there. It's not in every state, but it's a state program. And it is a state that has a paid family medical leave. South Carolina does not have it. The first time I heard about it, and I remember, because my friend, I think Washington State has it, and I think Illinois may have it. Let me make sure. But what it is let me see if I can find it. Okay, Illinois doesn't have it, but Washington State does have it, and it's called PFMLA. It is Paid Family and Medical Leave, and the state will pay for those programs as well. That's new in 2026, maybe 2025. But federal family leave, family medical leave, had the experience uh, several times throughout my career due to the type of work I've had, and also when my mom got sick. So family medical leave, you can use that for yourself. I mean yourself, your family, your immediate family members, or somebody you are in care of, if foster care, adoption, grandparents and parents, right? Family medical leave. I had to use it not only for myself once, but also for my mom. Thank you, Wanda Younger. I appreciate that. And so I had to use it. I had to hit that love button on it. If you guys hit the like button, I appreciate that. So if you're not familiar with family medical leave, it's federal. It's a leave that you can take to take care of your family, of course, and take care of yourself. Uh, a lot of times people are not aware that they think they have to wait and apply for it. When my mom got sick and I got the notice that she was at the hospital, I immediately called and just enacted family medical leave. I didn't have to wait for approval, but I had a certain number of days to get them the information. They have a certain number of days to reply, your employer, HR, before it becomes enforceable. If HR, you call and you say, hey, I'm on family medical leave, mom, dad, whomever is in need, I have to go, I have to be there, they have a certain number of days to respond. Okay, I think it's 5 days to respond to you. If they don't, it automatically, as I can remember, automatically comes into effect, right? You have a certain number of days to get the documentation in. I think it's 15 days where you have to get documentation from your doctor or the doctor that's taking care of the family member, spouse, kids, or parents, right? So you have like 15 days. I believe I had 15 days uh, of leaving the job and coming home to Charleston um, to take care of my mom. I had to get that paperwork signed up from all the doctors, get it back to my employers, and yeah, it does help protect your job. It does help protect your job. So first you got to be on the job about a year. I think it's 1 year required for you to be on the job before it gets in the packet. I forgot how many hours you're allowed because you have so many hours a year. And then you have to wait again. So you only got so many hours a year. Now, getting paid, FMLA, it's not paid. It's unpaid leave. It's just a thing that secures your job, right? Um, it secures your job while you're out. But if you have leave time, you could go ahead on FMLA and run that leave time and still get paid by your employer. So your employer can pay you your sick leave, your vacation time, whatever time you can still maintain. But if you don't have any money, you don't have any leave, and you taking FMLA, you don't have any pay coming in. All right? Say you exhausted all your pay. You exhausted all your money. You don't have no sick leave. You don't have no vacation time. Then FMLA is just what it is. You're on leave without pay. They do not pay wages. So, but if you have some time on the books, they will pay you alongside the FMLA. So you have a check coming in as well. I've saw people that uh, so once you exhaust your FMLA, you don't return to work. They don't have to hold your job. If you keep trying to stay out longer, then your FMLA has expired because you only got so many days where you have to show either get an extension or once it's gone, it's gone. You have to return to work. Um, yeah. So that's one of the things with FMLA. You know, so I've had it for my personal injuries. No, what happened was, say for instance, you got injured on a job or something is happening, you have high blood pressure, not even a job injury, you may just have an illness, right, that the doctor says you need to pay attention to. So let's look at something like, you may have some things going on where you may have stagnant FMLA, right? Stagnant, right? You still got time. You don't have to take a whole lot of time off. So the job may say, okay, the doctor may say, you can go to work, but here's the FMLA plan. You short notice, like how you have to give a job like 4 hours notice before. Your doctor on your FMLA plan can say you can give them up to half an hour notice that you can't be in. Or you can only work a certain number of hours on your feet, whatever's going on, recognizing whatever is going to protect you while you're at work as well. FMLA can cover you by doctor directives while you're at work. So you may can't, like say, you may only be able to work 8 hours. You can't do overtime. You can't do mandatory. You're not able to do more than 8 hours at work, right? You can go to work, but say there was mandated time. You're not able to work mandated time, and that doctor is going to write it for a prescribed number of days, like for this many days through this many time. That time is covered by FMLA. Once that time is exhausted, it's gone. So remember, all the time is covered by those number of hours that you have on the FMLA. What is the number of hours that is covered yearly by FMLA? What number of hours is covered yearly by FMLA? That's the hours you have. So you could break those hours up. Like for instance, when I had FMLA, um, my doctor, I couldn't work any mandated hours. I only was prescribed to work 8 hours a day. Anything over that, I couldn't work. So 8 hours come around every month, right? Mandated hours. Once that's what's called FMLA hours. 438 hours of FMLA yearly. 438? You sure, Catrice? It's 438 hours? That's a lot of hours. 438? I don't remember having that many hours. Man, wow. Hold for a second. Hold for a second. Okay, it was probably more than that. Hold up. 480 hours, correct. I forgot. 480 hours. If you work a 40-hour week, you have 480 hours of FMLA. work for employees at least 12 months, work at least 12. You have to work at least 1,250 hours during the 12 months. So you got 480 hours. Divide that up. And guess what? Now that 480 hours is going to be covered not only for your leave if you're out, but any leave you take from family as well. So it's not separate. All that runs together. So the leave I had for myself, and then I had to use some of my leave for my mom too as well, right? So remember, there's not separated. That's what you got for the year. And you gotta wait and get it working back up. So when you come back and you're exhausted, you gotta wait and build it back up again, right? So if I took FMLA for me, and then I had to take FMLA for my mom at that time, so it was all being used at the same time. So that's how that works too. What's up, Tess? Hey, T Hall. It's 40. You're right. It's 480 hours if you work 40 hours a week. So you definitely we had 90 days. It still equals out to. Let me see. Let me see. I'm here, y'all. Okay. But if you live in these states and you're not aware, because this is new to me, and the first time I heard about it was last year, but I never followed up. Let me make sure. So the first time I heard about this was last year. So if you live in these states, your state has a paid family medical leave. You have to earn those hours back too, Jackie. You have to rebuild them up. Like, say I come back off of FMLA, I still got to build that time back up again. California, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Rhode Island, Delaware, Maryland, and Minnesota. All these programs now have state paid family medical leave. So it's not the federal, this is state. So you may have some money if you're on medical leave. Check with your state, the state I just talked about, so you may get some money coming in while you're on leave. Yeah, you have to reapply each year. But most definitely, returning from FMLA, returning from workman's comp, returning from FMLA, I guess is a little different. Um, okay, hold up. This is so when I came off, like for instance, when I was on FMLA and I returned, check into HR. But if it's FMLA, I don't think I may have gotten it confused a little bit. Workman's comp is a little different as well. On the job injury, right? Your job is going to cover you. You're going to have OJI on the job injury. They pay you while you are off, right? And then along the way, you may need extended. So now you have workman's comp. That's paying you as well, uh, and returning to work. Um, if workman's comp, you have to go through the process. Doctors have to release you. Um, the doctor has to release you on workman's comp or OJI or anytime you're out and they're paying you while you're out, you have to have a doctor's release to come back to work. I think they're trying to start paying for time off. Wow, Karen, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Do you think the feds are going to start paying for FMLA? This thing here. Let me see here. Hold up, y'all. Let's see. Hold for a second. Yeah, that's true. One of the things, like when you're returning to work, FMLA, you're off injury, you know, clearance by HR is HR got to clear everything. The only person you ever talk to is HR. I know once you go to OJI, nobody's going to talk to you except HR. Everybody's going to refer you to HR. That's the one thing I do know. All conversation between you and all the other employees, they're going to direct you to talk. They may be different for each department. They may be different for each state. But I know once things get into play, workman's comp, especially if attorneys are involved, HR is the person that you're going to be dealing most of your talking to, doing most of your dealings. Now, I do know this: when you off on those FMLA, you taking any type of leave that the federal government has to pay for, the state has to pay for, workman's comp, they're going to watch you. They're going to watch you closely. They will follow you on your vacations. They will be sitting outside your door. They will be at your family house. If you think they're not going to watch you, they're watching. They're watching. I know for a fact. One day I was out. I walked out. I seen the guys in the car with their computer sitting up there right outside my door. Right outside my door. So they do watch, and I'm like, that's strange, but I know what it was. I knew that that was them sitting out there watching, you know, just to see. You know, they're not. They're just going to watch you. If you're really sick, just know, no matter what, they're going to watch. They're going to have somebody watching you, especially if you're getting these funds. They definitely will watch you. Yeah, they're watching. They will follow you. They will go on your vacations. They will go. You going to the movies. You going to the doctor. Because whatever you're telling them, they're going to see what you're doing. Right? You're on social media dancing. They're going to know. Okay. Uh, you saying that you can't sit for hours, long hours. You can't stand for long hours. They're going to see that wherever you are. You can't walk for long distances. You can't lift this. You can't lift that. You can't push this. They're going to know. They're going to know. They caught people. I mean, some of the funniest videos on insurance, on workman's comp fraud, or whatever type of thing that people are doing is watching them, you know, saying uh, they can't walk, but they're on some skis, you know, or playing basketball at the gym, or stuff like that. And that's what they normally do. So social media platforms where they don't even have to travel too much anymore. They just can watch you on social media. If you're saying, you know, say that you said you can't sit for hours, but yet you sitting on social media for 2 or 3 hours straight in the same spot. Well, you just told them that the doctor said you have to get up and walk around every hour. You have to move every hour. But you just sat on social media for 3 hours in the same chair. You see what I'm saying? So with this stuff, you know, so if you're really injured, FMLA, or you really helping your family, I represent people caught while on workers' comp. Okay, Darcel, 2 times. Oh, you union? Are you union? Oh, never mind. Um, so that's most definitely um, Kobe. What is it? Cut it out, Kobe. So yeah, some a lot of people, a lot of times, like I said, and they will watch you for years as long as you are, um, either workman's comp, on the job, what type of on the job injury, social security, disability, whatever you getting, they're watching. My supervisor was so bored until they had the nerve to try to come to your house. They will sit outside your door. They can watch you whenever you wait. Let me tell you, the minute you, man, they're watching. Just know that. Um, so, um, yeah. So it's fun. It was so funny to watch people that were just, you know, doing that fraud stuff, and they get caught like doing stupid stuff, like, you know, you bowling and stuff like that. Come on now. But FMLA is pretty funny. FMLA, workman's comp, OJI, and short term and long term disability. But yeah, I just saw it on Chrissy. Chrissy had a lively chat going on, and I know a lot of people were talking. I don't know a lot, but I've had the experience using FMLA before, so I wanted to come over and expand a little bit about FMLA and workman's comp and those type of leave that are there. So, base most definitely wanted to share that with you all, just to know that it's out there. People got to use it. A lot of times, people didn't know how FMLA worked. One moment, y'all. One moment. What a lot of people didn't know is the when to put an FMLA in. That's what I learned. Is that a lot of people thought they had to wait to get notice back from the employer. I learned during that time when I had to go. I put the notice in, and that I had to leave immediately. And then I learned that, hey, they had 5 days to respond to your request. I was on the plane already. They had 5 days to respond to my request from FMLA. And if they didn't respond, I believe in those 5 days, FMLA was automatic, giving me 15 days to get all the paperwork and that was needed. So make sure you follow up, look up for yourself. But that was my situation when I had to take FMLA um, as well. Thank you, Prince. So yeah, so hopefully it's there. The program is there for people that need it, that are working. A lot of people are afraid to use their FMLA, but you can use it for you, your family, your mom, dad, your kids, your if you're a parent or parents in the process of adopting, uh, you know anything, your illnesses. Somebody said something about we were talking about pre-existing conditions and how that works. A lot of times when they do your evaluations, they can assess pre-existing conditions, right? So they'll let you know what they're going to cover under pre-existing conditions, right? Because a lot of times you could have had a bad back, you could have had a back injury previously, or you could have had some type of illness, but working can aggravate that, cause it to come back. So you can look in that. Does not um, having pre conditions such as any type of foot injury, any type of ailments. Say you had your blood pressure under control. You had no issues with your blood pressure, but now you're on the job. Things are happening on the job. Your job could aggravate your condition, right? But being able to document that and articulate that to your doctor, that is what's happening. So being able to say, yes, I had, previous back injuries, but I hadn't had any injuries, had any problems in years with my back. But all of a sudden now, because they may have documentation of your previous back injury at your doctor's office when they pull your records. Okay, that doesn't negate the fact that you having issues now. Something could have aggravated that injury, right? You could have had shoulder surgeries, but you went to work, you're able to work, shoulders got healed, and all of a sudden you're starting to have shoulder pains again. Well, it's still an injury that can be aggravated by what you're doing now. Something you could be reaching up on your job that could aggravate that old injury, making it a new claim with aggravated injuries. That's it. So don't dismiss like, oh, oh, my shoulder hurt, but they're gonna say it was old. No, it's documented already. Yes, you have shoulder injuries, but It could be aggravated. It could cause something else, could cause it to flare up again. Hadn't flared up in years. And all of a sudden, you're lifting something. They're going to be able to document percentage wise. They're going to be able to document that percentage wise. What was probably, however they're going to document it, is going to be documented by percentage based on the old injury and then the new injury or the new aggravation. So they will take that in consideration, but they will still, you still get a right to file a claim if something happens during that time. You still have a right to file a claim on new injuries for an old, even on an old body part, like not the old body part, like you injured your shoulders before and you re-injured. That does not, you can't, they can't deny you um, assistance with that. The doctors just have to evaluate if you make a claim when whatever the percentage is. So that's pretty much how, what I know. Again, all the stuff I would research, it could be different state to state. Every employer is different. I know some employers give people a tough time. I know some employers will fire people, have fired people. Some people may get 5 years I mean, workman's comp. Some people may get a certain number of days on workman's comp where they don't have to hold your job for you. It's different. I know, I think it was Michigan or Minnesota, one of these places that I know after a certain number of uh, months that they don't have to hold your job anymore. They're not required to hold your job. I forgot how many months that they can hold it, but they don't have to hold it for years. Like if you have a workman's comp, or they don't have to keep it. Previous injury, yes, Prince. So every state is different. Every employer is different. Just know who you're working for. Just know your rights as an employee. Understand your rights. Most of the times when I was injured on the job and I returned to work, a drug test was required because my job was zero tolerance. So a drug test was required upon return. Uh, a written a document from my doctor telling them what I can do, what I can do. Either I can full duty, or if not full duty, what am I able to do? Am I able to return to the job that I used to do, or do they have to find something different for me to do? So they'll give you that. They'll either have to find you something different to do, or uh, you know, go back to your old job or find you something different to do as well. So sometimes you may not return back to the new old position. Old position, they're supposed to hold it for you, but if it's a critical position, I know, but as unions, that's where if you have a union working with you, they can help a lot, because sometimes that union is what really helps a lot of people coming back when the job does try to play a little bit of games with your position, and you call up on that union and bam, if you got a union working with you, then you may have a lot of good pull right there having a union working with you. Otherwise, sometimes some jobs will try it with you. They will definitely put you through the ringer if you don't know your rights, and that's why a lot of people resort to getting an attorney. Yes, we as unions save many jobs. Yeah, you and Stewart. Um, yeah, so a lot of times unions were the place to go when you're coming back from a job and dealing with job injuries and finding a place for you and making sure that your rights are intact when coming back. From an injury or whatever you're coming back from on leave time, and making sure you get whole again as much as possible. But yeah, but it happens. Things happen. Yeah, my best friend was a what is that? The person that was over the union for the job, Darcel. Is that the union? I know there's stewards. What is the person called? Is that the steward, or what is that person? Yeah, yeah. I can tell you, being in a union, a lot of times I didn't like how people took advantage of the union because I came from a state where then it, what is it, work the right to work state or work the right state where hell, they ain't got to give you no reason to get rid of you. Then being in the union, having a union, and watching how people work the union, I was like, dang. So it was sometimes I was like, man, people take advantage, of the union, yeah, shop steward, yeah, yeah, because I saw a lot of people now. The union, whew, they do what they want to do, and they ran to the union. I'm like, look at this. If you did that down here in the South, where we ain't got no union, you out without a job. Yeah, we had like the union steward. Then we had like well, we had working with the union. We had the person that was over the union got elected. I guess the union president or something. I don't remember what you call the person that was the head person. And then you had the stewards, right? That was under them, and those are the people that was on your shift. You always had a union member. You always had a union steward on your shift, I believe. A union representative. That's what they call. You had the steward and the representative, right? And you always had somebody on your shift. And once you know you need a union representative, you don't talk to nobody. They just tell you stop talking, and the only person you talked to then was your union. Yes, I was vice president, says Dorsey. Okay, yeah. My best friend was president of the union. She was the top person, and she had to go to a lot of meetings representing a lot of staff members that got in trouble or thought that had problems with the employer. But you come down here, she they don't need no reason. You just I think it's a will state, a right to I forgot what it's called. I forgot how. What is it called? The states that can release you without no cause. They just a right to work or will something. I can't think of it right now. But the union state, it was like wow. Like I told you, I had guys, people that like, we're not coming into work today. We're calling. They called their own little strike, right? We're not coming in. Everybody called off. And I'm like, I'm not used to that, y'all. Mm-mm. I'm not used to just pulling this, not a strike, but sort of like a strike when the whole shift don't come in. And they didn't get in trouble. They had no problems. They're like, this is the way we're going to send a message to the supervisor. So the entire shift called off. And I'm the only one sitting there, like, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is that, you know, at will state. Thank you, T Cakes. At will state. Um, yeah, yeah. You couldn't pull some of the stuff I saw them pull at my job with the union. You couldn't pull that down here. You couldn't pull that down here. Everybody call off. The whole shift call off, and everybody still got a job when they come back. Oh no. Yeah. You just calling off. Thank you, Wanda Younger, for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We almost there, guys. I got 2 out of 5 goals. If y'all want to assist, if you find this information helpful, if you want to help the page grow and support the page, please feel free. Super sticker, super chat, gifts are a thank you after the live is gone. Much appreciated. As well. Appreciate that. So we got 3 more. If y'all want to hit any type, I guess I got any amount. 99 cents, $1, $2, any amount, 5. I just had 5 goals. I got 2, so I got 3 more to go. Y'all hit the like button on that. I appreciate it. At Will State, yeah. Yeah, I've always worked other than in Chicago, I've always worked at an at will state, so I kind of, you know, person that like, mm-mm. If I got a time to be to work, if I got things to do, I don't have time to go up against management unless I do know, less my rights are being impacted. You not following policy and procedure when it comes to what I have to do. Then, but that union, woo, woo, and then I worked around with all the young kids too. So they were like, "Yep, we're not coming into work today." Now imagine you got 15 people on the floor and all 14 call off. Okay, 14. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, you have four, two. So you may have at least 15 staff members scheduled for that time today on that floor today, and you're the only one, and just the supervisor's on you, and you there. Yeah, experience that, and they didn't lose their jobs either. They didn't lose their jobs. They just wanted to send a message. Yeah. But I hope this information was helpful, y'all. Like I said, each state is different, each employer is different when it comes to this stuff and how they handle things. Some people find no issues with FMLA. Some people, check with HR. HR is the person that your HR people should be the one that tell you about FMLA. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people are afraid to use their FMLA, didn't know they could use it, didn't know anything about it, and so they don't. And a lot of times, like I said, it is not a paid leave. FMLA is not paid leave. If you don't have any leaves on the any leave time on the book at all, and if you have any other source of income coming in, maybe your husband or your partner, but just know FMLA is unpaid leave. So you want to be in a position where you do have money somewhere. If you ever have to take it, you have like and then you got short-term, long-term disability. Those things come in pack and, so many days. Also, one of the things I also um, have used and found to come out really good. Um, What's the name of that duck? What's the name of that commercial? One is these are some supplement things that you can use to bring in. It's like the duck. What's that supplemental insurance you can have outside of the job? Um, Aflac. Aflac was one, and there's another one that starts with a C. Those are great if you can afford it. If you can afford those pay Aflac, and the other one I think it start. I can't remember the name. I had Aflac once, and I had the other one that start with a C. Those are great supplement as well. They come in right on time as well. Um, so if you can look at Aflac, if that's offered, they sometimes sitting outside your doggone door at work and stuff like that. Supplemental insurance for injuries and stuff as well. And they pay alongside the other insurances. They pay right alongside. They don't cancel out. One don't cancel out the other. So they do pay alongside whatever insurance you have, and they do pay, and they don't take long to pay out as well for injuries or conditions. If any type of situation happen on your job, short-term disability, they do pay out as well. So that's another thing to look at if you hadn't considered it. It's a little bit costly. I think it was maybe $30-$40 extra out of your paycheck. I believe that was that much, according to what you get, the plan that you have. Aflac is one of them. The other one starts with a C, but they do pay out, and yeah. So that's another benefit having a savings, because yes, once you run out of, if you don't have your little nest egg together to help when you're out from the job, those are other things that can pay out as well. Supplemental insurance. So I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. I appreciate y'all coming in. Miss Younger, thank you for helping me trying to work with my goal. I appreciate that. Um, I appreciate that. Thank you guys that are holding your memberships. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I have today, I'm coming back as well. I got a couple more things I'm coming back for today. We're doing 7 o'clock. Um, we have the Justice Reacts members only Q&A, and then I Celebrate Me right after that. Open up to the channel, to my channel. Also coming back to talk about the topic that I said we're going to talk about. So I got some things planned for today. You guys just keep your notification on as well, and as well. So I'm up out of here, y'all. Thank you, T Cakes. Thank you, Wanda Younger. Thank you, Darcel. Jackie Campbell. Thank y'all for y'all input. Prince, thank you. Thank y'all for sharing. Those of you up in the bushes, I hope to. Karen Martin, thank you. Um, those of you up, T Hall, thank you. Lily Francis, what's up? Thank you. Truth Giving, thank you. Thank you guys for the input. Thank you guys for participating. Catrice as well. And I'm up out of here, y'all. I'm a whole vibe. Thank you for coming in. That was Bond Bad. Whatever I can't. Was it? Okay. So I appreciate Catrice, Tea Cakes, everybody. Tea Time was Chrissy. Thank you for coming in. She set it off in her chat. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Tea Time with Chrissy as well. I appreciate it, T. I kind of bounced off T's live, y'all. So credit to Tea Time with Chrissy starting the conversation. And so I kind of bounced off her live with the information. And so appreciate that. So y'all check out Tea Time with Chrissy, and thank you, Elaine Davis. I'll be back soon, guys. Keep a notification. Topic we're going to talk about, and then we'll get ready for the rest of the stuff. Thank y'all.